Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. My name is Josh Lilquist. Thanks for listening to everybody on the radio. And for those of you that missed the show, make sure to check out the podcast on Investing and Trading Live on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. We cover a show every single week to make sure we get the content that you need for your trading and investing journey. Text investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats for an investing class that we do here locally. We talk about all the techniques and concepts that we're going through right now. We're going to show you actually how all that works in a physical setting so you can actually see how that works, because that's how us as adults learn how to trade and invest. They just don't teach this in school. And that's what we do here at the Academy. We train people just like you how to get in the financial markets, whether you're brand new or maybe you've just been trading for 20, 30 years and looking for something a little bit different. Not new, just a little bit different. Text investing to the number 210-210 right now. So, Al, in this last segment, we still have more to cover here. I wanted to get into income and wealth strategies in the last segment. We got stuck on wealth because there was a lot to discuss. We could do a whole show on wealth strategies. Mm-hmm. But on this one here, I want to talk about some income strategies with the market. Now, income, as I mentioned in that last segment, is cash flow from trading or your job. And it's income or monies that you need to come in and on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, however that is, to have some fun, right? I like to say that first, fun first. And then everybody has bills, right? You have to pay your bills because it's not free.
Being alive is not free.
It's not free. And it's not getting any cheaper either. Just like yourself and myself, we're not getting any younger. So that being said,
speak for yourself.
That being said, there are strategies to use the market for that. Now, we talked about options on the last segment a lot for wealth, but those are also designed for income as well, because you can use that leverage in the markets. But sometimes people they work during the day and they don't have the opportunity to trade during the day when the market's open, because obviously that would be during stock market hours. Central time zone, that's the stock market's open from 8:30 until 3 o'clock.
Right.
Now, what if I told you there was a market and there was a strategy to use the market any time of day? In the morning, 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m., maybe 3 p.m., 7 p.m., 12 a.m., 2 a.m.
So basically, anytime.
That's kind of where I was going with
That's
that.
where I
I'm
thought
glad
you
you
were going.
picked that up.
Yeah.
You know, you're quick on your feet still, Al. I like that. You picked that up. It's any time of day. And we have a lot of people that want not just that, but they want the flexibility of time, but also where they are at. People want the freedom to be able to do the things that they want to do. They want to be able to travel more. Well, it's not cheap for one, but also if you're stuck to a day job, you have to have time off at work. And if you do that, you don't have an income strategy. Hopefully you have some sort of vacation pay. Some jobs don't have that. You have construction guys where they want to do some vacations, but they're not getting paid when they're not working because they're hourly. So what if there was a way to use the market to supplement that, to supplement your job, have a strategy for that, supplement when you're not working, say on vacation, or maybe what if you had a backup plan? Say you got laid off, or seeing layoffs again. Yep. There's ways to use the market for that. Talk a little bit more about the futures market, the Forex market. These aren't new. They're just a little bit different.
Well, yeah, let's talk a little bit about why you want to use these things. You mentioned a couple of things I think that are really important, and you'll find our students constantly referring to this. Their real goal is freedom. It's freedom. It's being able to maximize the time that you have in your life. That time is the most valuable asset you have, and it decays every day. So how do you maximize that? Well, maybe it requires having a little bit more money. I just talked to one of our students who worked for a company for 15 years, helped to build up a division to number one in the country, and he got laid off. The management wanted to go a different direction. And he's in here now. He says, look, I don't want to ever rely on anyone again. I want to be able to make my own decisions, be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And here's one of the problems, I think, Josh, and we mentioned school and how you're not learning financial education in school. You're not getting financial education in school. The other thing you're not getting is how to dream, how to set goals. Americans need to ask themselves who they want to be and where they see themselves in the future. Set some goals for yourself. What do you want your life to look like in 5 years or 10 years? Don't let Wall Street tell you what it can look like based on what you have. Have some dreams. I often quote Tony Robbins, a fantastic motivational speaker. He said this, quote, breakthroughs aren't reserved for the brightest and the strongest. They're reserved for those who dare to dream of a different way, end quote. And what I'm going to say, I'm going to, again, simplify things. There's only two reasons that people fail at things. Number one is they never start, and number two is they quit. Yeah. So if you have to take that first step, you have to start, and then to make sure you don't quit, put yourself in a situation where you're working with other people that are helping to motivate you and helping you to make sure that the path that you're following is the right one for you, that's going to give you the opportunity to be successful. Now, the 24-hour trading basically is what you were talking about. There are assets that are 24-hour trading. One of them is 24 hours. That's the foreign exchange market. The futures market, about 23 hours and 45 minutes. But it gives you the opportunities to trade when you want to. And for some people, Josh, they'll find that a certain time of the day, they may be more successful with the strategy that they're using. So you have a lot of choices there. What you're going to find is that most of the other financial locations, financial education locations, are going to teach you one strategy or one asset. That might not be the best one for you. And we see this all the time. When people come into a class, a lot of times they'll come in saying, hey, you know what? I just want to learn about options. Or I just want to learn about Forex, the foreign exchange market. By the time they're done with the class, they're going, you know what? I don't want to trade options. I want to trade Forex. Or I don't want to trade Forex. I want to trade futures.
Yeah, here's an example of kind of that mindset. And it's nothing that they're doing wrong or anything. It's like, okay, I want a pair of, let's say, cowboy boots. Okay, I really want a pair of cowboy boots, but I go to the store and they say, well, what do you need those cowboy boots for? I just need a pair of cowboy boots because I'm going to play basketball. And they may say, you know what, the cowboy boots are great. They're designed for certain things. But what if you had the opportunity to use these basketball shoes, maybe some Jordans, some Nikes, whatever that may be. By the way, no plug for them, but they're my favorite shoe, obviously. But they're designed for different things. And that's one of the great things about what we do here at the Academy, Al, is it's not a cookie cutter strategy.
Correct.
It's designed for every asset, but also it helps you identify which asset is right for you. Which shoe is the right one for you?
That's a good analogy. And for a lot of people, once they go through just that initial class, they realize that the path that they were following, that they're on, or that they thought they should follow, wasn't the right one for you.
There's nothing they're doing wrong. It's just you don't know what you don't know.
No, right. And any one of the assets that we're talking about, they're great. All of them are fantastic if you know how to use them properly. And there's a right way to use all these assets that gives you the greatest potential for success. And that's our job, is to make you a successful trader. That's what we put all of our effort into, not only with the knowledge part of it. You have to have the knowledge to start, but then you have to know how to use that knowledge, when to use it. That's the skill building part. That comes in. But then you need to have some place to come where you can always get support and guidance and mentoring to, just to keep you on that right path.
Yeah, that skill building happens, and it's developed and taught by, we have about 60 instructors, and, where are you getting that information from? That's where people want to know. Who's teaching your classes? Well, it's people that worked on Wall Street.
You're right.
People that were in the industry, that have been, that were on the floors of the exchanges. Some, unfortunately, well, not talk bad or anything, but some were advisors. So they know the background on what's happening to people there and how people are getting kind of the shaft there, and how can you do things differently. So there's just different ways to do things, but it's like you said earlier, to do different things, you have to dream differently. And if you want to be part of the average public, you'll always do that same thing over and over and over. But if you want to do things differently, now is the time to dream. And you know when the best time to dream is? You don't have to be a certain age. You can do that at any time. We get people that are coming to these classes in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, their 60s. I think the oldest person I've seen here was 90, what was it, 93, Al?
Yeah, 92, 93.
And it wasn't you, was it?
Not yet. Someday.
Someday,
hopefully.
yeah, someday. Someday we will both be there. I had to give that bazinga in there for you. You know I got to do that at least 5 times a show.
Doesn't bother me anymore, Josh. I don't really listen to what you're saying anyways.
No wonder I asked you a question. You talk about something totally different here, but it's always great. And that's one of the great things about the show is we get so many different topics for you guys. And we've been having so many people come to these investing classes, really that want to meet Al, that want to come here and see these classes. He teaches a lot of these classes. I teach him as well, and go over these concepts and techniques that we're talking about here today. We're able to show you in a physical place. Come to one of these classes and get started. Text the word investing to the number 210 right now for 2 seats for this class and the jumbo pack to help you get started right away. Text investing to the number 210 right now. Al, we've had a great debate here today. I feel like First Take and ESPN, but you know what? This is Investing and Trading Live. Let's hear today's OTA tip of the week.
Well, you know what's sad, Josh, and we see this often, too many people let others make decisions for them. So how about this? If you want to become successful, stop listening to negative voices. Surround yourself with positive voices, people functioning maybe at a higher frequency. Study and follow what they do. If they've already achieved success, stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start being positive about what could go right for you. Too many people spend time looking back when you've got so much to look forward to. So remember, you're the only author of your life. If you don't like a chapter, hey, just write a new one.
I like that. And it brings me back to when we were reading books, and we still do, but Bob the Builder. Can you build it? Yes, you can. And that was one of the things that Bob the Builder used to say. Another thing, start your story and then have the skills to finish it, and do that today. Text investing to the number 210. As always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.